Right then, back to it. Holiday over. You can see a bit of sunburn on my calves there. And you know, the waddle that you generally get after a week, whoops, of all-inclusive food. Parcel's already arrived back at home before I landed, so that's great news. So let's get it open and see what we've got inside. Of course, if you watched the last video, you know that we sent away our turbo that we received from the VAG yard after our turbo was found to be broken. We sent it off to GP Turbos, and Grant has worked his magic. As you can see, he's included 2 lovely big old stickers to go on the car, and we're going to get some for the truck as well. Right, let's speed this up a little bit. You know what unboxing is like, especially when it's so well packaged. So a little fight here to get it through the bag. Oh, nearly dropped it. But don't worry, it was safe, fully safe. So what we're looking at here then, well, it is the old unit that we sent off to GP Turbos. Grant has taken it apart and he has replaced a lot of stuff inside. New bearing housing, new heat shield. The turbine shaft and wheel have been lightened and balanced and trimmed for maximum flow. It's got a new 360 race thrust bearing. Basically means we're going to be able to put a little bit more boost for this, and the turbo is going to flow a lot better. Remembering the original unit ran 321 horsepower. I'm hoping this one will take us just above the 350 mark and give us that extra that we need. Right then, on to the first jobs. New aluminium bottom arms from a VW Passat. A little bit lighter. As you can see, Jamie started working on the cooler work shifter. It's very nice going through the floor there. The cable's going through a grommet. Keep Phil happy and scrutineering. Can't wait to use this thing. Definitely not exciting, but definitely required doing. New discs and pads on the rear. We'll stop some drag as they were binding on a little bit. Right, while the lads are working in the front, I'm going to start in the back end of the car. We need to remove some weight from the back of this vehicle. Last time it was weighed, it was 438 kilos over the rear wheels. We need to get that down. Looking at the back panel, we're looking at the boot, we're looking at anything, a bit of metal that we can remove. There you go, spare wheel well out already. And you can check out that lovely exhaust that Lee made last year. All pie cuts, custom made exhaust, beautiful thing. Once again, admiring that cooler work shifter. I so can't wait to use that. Right then, so 1, maybe 2 kilos removed out of the back of the car. Yes, I will have to put an aluminium plate over the top, so that weight will be going back in. But at a later date, you'll see why we have cut that out to save a bit of weight. So onto the back of the car, and you can see I've cut away the rear valance. This is more for airflow and making sure that there's no air trapped at the back of the car. And on this side, you can see I am yet to cut away any of the spare metal. So a few minutes later, back admiring my new rear disc and pads. You can see I've even got the paint can out, candy white, sprayed over some of the metal that we've cut away. Another view of the back panel there. As you can see, much wider now. I've cut away the full square, so it's just one sheet of metal that'll be going on. And you can see now I've cut away the rear panel there, making sure that there's no trapped air. And see, it all adds up. I don't know how much it's going to weigh, but like Tesco's, every little helps. Right, end of day 1 on the car. The GP Turbos Hybrid is on the motor. All lines are all plumbed in, ready to go in tomorrow. It's been a good day. We're going to go home, watch some Lights Out 15, get some inspiration, and be back in what seems like a minute. Alright, let's check out the RTM Performance oil catch tank kit. Waters Petrol Centre. So we've got the oil catch tank kit, which is a decent size. It's going to catch any oil that's going to be coming out of the engine. Of course, we've got 2 inlets, which is going to be one coming from the engine, one coming from the cam cover. Breather literally slots straight on, perfect. We've got the perfect breather aluminium with an AN fitting that goes into the block and obviously clamps down. At that point, you're going to use the AN fittings which screw on, so everything's going to be super tight, because that's one thing we had on the dynos when we lost, where we had a lot of oil vapor all over the engine, where that stock crappy bit of plastic that VW supplied on there broke, covered everything in oil. As you can see, I've got 3 of these. There's one of those in the box down there. So you've got to connect, and of course, enough hose. So this all comes in the RTMG Performance Catch Can Kit for the 1.8 turbo. Right then, back at it. It is the next day. Engine is on the stand. The sun is out. It's pretty cold still. Obviously, it is February. But we've only got a month to go until round 1 of the season, which is the Festival of Power at Santa Pod Raceway. There's those beautiful brakes. Once again, I've already done something here. I wonder if you can notice what I did this morning before I started recording this video. If you have noticed, feel free to leave a reply in the comments. Now let's pretend that the gearbox has been on only once. In truth, it's been on and off. We've been trying to set up the clutch, as last year we didn't have enough travel on the slave cylinder, so we've been trying to shim that, and fingers crossed we've got it right. While the boys are doing that, I'm on to the rear bumper. You've seen me cut away some metal, but that's now creating a massive air scoop with the lower part of the rear bumper, that black piece, where Lee specifically put an exhaust in the cutout. Well, be gone! It is now cut out. Hopefully that'll help the air flow through underneath nice and flat. Jamie's already got the engine in. He's tidying it up. The gear cables are already on, so fingers crossed that we can get that cooler work shifter all set up finally, and fingers crossed this engine won't have to come out for a long time. Back over to the rear bumper then. When we were at World Cup Finals last year, the last minute I did pick up some lovely little Speed Factory diffuser grills. So we're going to make use of them. As you can see, lovely neat drawing there on the back. Behold. Didn't take long, did it? Like magic. Fits lovely. Really improves the look of the back bumper. And of course, they are totally functional. Not just there for aesthetics. Hopefully they'll just help reduce any drag in the back end of the car, as you can see in this final reel. So again, thank you very much to Grant at GP Turbos for sorting us out this hybrid K04. I can't wait to see what it does with the RTMG rods. Otherwise that, it is a stock engine, of course, on that Fueltech FT600 overkill. I know it's on those 1700cc injectors because we're running the E85. I cannot wait to get this back to street races and on the dyno. I don't know why I have to fiddle with the impeller. It's just a standard thing that you do, isn't it? You see a hole, you want to put your finger in it. Anyway, soon we're back at street races. We'll be on the dyno and we'll make some farty K04 noises like this once again. And let's not forget, Santa Pod Raceway opens for our first Run What You Brung of the year. I'll be in the booth as usual, so I look forward to seeing what you've done over the winter. Don't forget to follow all of my socials, as I'll be uploading random photos and videos of what I see at the track. Following weekend after that, it is our first European trip. We're heading to the wonderful island of Malta for round 1 of the MDRA Drag Racing Series, the Holtec Winter Nationals. I hope to see you at one or the other, or if not, just make sure you've liked, subscribed and comment, and hopefully you'll be here for the next video.